The information in Crime Champs videos is meant exclusively for informational, educational, and general interest purposes. It should never be used as legal advice. Our videos are simply an overview of the facts as we understand them. They should not be interpreted as legal advice. We do not provide legal advice or act as attorneys. If you think you may have been the victim of a crime, you should consult a lawyer. Our videos is not meant to shock, enrage, or otherwise provoke the viewer. Our videos were produced exclusively to increase public awareness of events relating to true crime.
It's unclear what effect the conviction of Catherine Magbanua on May 27 could have on Adelson's case, but her 2-week trial did lay out how investigators say the wealthy dentist sought out Markle's killers through her, and what role covert conversations between the two captured by undercover FBI agents could have in his prosecution. Magbanua's longtime boyfriend Sigfredo Garcia was convicted of killing Markle and is serving a life sentence. He and his childhood friend Luis Rivera drove from Miami to Tallahassee in a rented Toyota Prius to kill Markle. Rivera pleaded guilty for his cooperation with investigators. They and Magbanua split $100,000 in cash the next day, which investigators say came from Charlie Adelson. Charlie Adelson's statements about hiring a hitman, detailed by Wendi Adelson as she was interviewed by Tallahassee police detectives the day Markle was shot, immediately made him a prime suspect, despite her attempts to brush it away on the stand. He made a very bad joke, that it was cheaper than hiring a hitman, Adelson told jurors. When detectives heard the same story from a boyfriend of Wendi Adelson, they zeroed in on the statement. This was chilling, said Jeffrey Lacoste of comments made by Charlie Adelson. Prosecutors say there was an attempt to frame Lacoste for the murder. This wasn't funny. It made my stomach flip. The covert recording which led to Charlie Adelson's indictment was of him and Magbanua at Dolce Vita, a Miami restaurant. In it, the two discussed how to deal with a person they believed was either a blackmailer or the police, who approached Charlie Adelson's mother, Donna Adelson. It was actually an FBI agent who handed Donna Adelson her a news article about Markle's murder with $5,000 and a phone number written on it. The operation was designed to get suspects in the conspiracy talking so investigators could determine the flow of information from the Adelsons to the killers through Magbanua. No court dates have been set for Adelson. His court records since his arrest on April 21 have remained relatively stagnant, other than switching attorneys last month. He is represented by Miami attorney Daniel Rashbaum. State Attorney Jack Campbell declined to go into details about which testimony or evidence from Magbanua's trial could be useful in prosecuting Charlie Adelson, mostly because the investigation is ongoing. However, Campbell alluded to the continued work of investigators on the theory that the 41-year-old, along with potentially other unindicted co-conspirators in his family, were the ones behind Markle's murder. It certainly affects it, some good, some bad, Campbell said. The investigation never stops. We're following the trail we told everybody we would.
911, what's your emergency?
Did your ID with you?
I just listened to my voicemail.
What'd you hear?
Who
was your voicemail?
It's from Lisa Carey, who is my real estate agent, or who I had gone with to find a house. She just said she was driving around town and she heard there was a shooting on Trescott.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I should.
It's all right, just leave it there. Is it still on?
It's right there.
And you want to just hit play again for me?
Sure.
Hey, it's Lisa Carey. It is Friday, and I feel like an idiot doing this, but I just heard that there was a shooting over on Trescott, and I promise I'm not trying to be dramatic or even nosy. I don't know, just checking on you, my friend. I hope all is well. I hope your sweet boys are well, and if there's anything you need, let me know. It just ran a chill down my spine when I heard that there was something going on Trescott. All right, 212-3083. Hope all is well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
That's all right, you can stop it. Or does it stop automatically?
It's done.
Okay, do you have your identification with you? So you never took the last name of Markle?
No.
Adelson. Okay. Wendy with an I. Joe. All right. There was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, excuse me, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I remember the tremendous party. What happened?
Well, before we get into everything, I have to establish where you were and who you were with and so forth.
Okay.
Okay, and then once we've established all that, I can give you more details.
Okay.
Do you understand why I wanted you to come here before I discuss this?
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, you have nothing to be sorry about.
I just don't understand. How could this really happen?
Can you let me get over this hump, okay? Can we do that first? All right. Can you tell me what time you left your house this morning?
Yeah, I was there. I didn't leave this morning. I didn't leave until noon.
Okay. And
Oh my God. And I tried to drive up Trescott, and I saw that it was blocked.
It was blocked at some point. I'm not sure what time it was
And I
blocked.
just thought, oh, there's maybe some trees down or something. Because sometimes
Oh, you're saying as you drove down which one of the side roads?
when I'm going to a friend's party tonight, and it's a oh my God, what am I even talking about? I needed to buy, it's a stock the shelf engagement party, and so I went to buy bourbon.
Okay.
So I went to drive from my place up Trescott to get to ABC Liquor, and it was blocked, so I just turned around. I was on the phone at the time. I wasn't paying a lot of attention.
Right.
So I just turned around and drove up the other way. I just thought, oh, sometimes when I lived there were electrical things
Okay.
that would happen. I left my house around 12:15 because I thought I'll get the bourbon and then I'll get some gas for the car and get super glue for one of the boys' toys, and I was trying to do all I can before meeting my two friends at 1.
Okay, who was at your house this morning?
The only person that was at my house this morning was a guy from Best Buy because my TV was broken and it's under warranty.
Either for you.
Yeah, I figured. Oh
Okay,
my
a guy from Best Buy was at your house to work on your TV?
I have his name and everything at the house if you
Okay.
want it, because the boys broke the TV, so he gave me a choice of fixing it or getting a new one. and
What time did he come to the house?
He called me at around 8. He was probably there until around 10.
Okay,
Um,
okay. And then you,
and then after he left, I kept working on a paper, and I emailed the paper to a librarian at school to work on some of the citations.
okay.
And I don't think I talked to anyone else, but I was just working for an hour or so from the house. I was gonna take a shower, but I didn't. I ran out of time. I did laundry.
Mm.
And then I left the house around noon.
To go to the liquor store and the stuff for the party?
Yeah.
Okay, you went down, which road you said?
I went down Trescott.
Okay.
I saw a police car there, and I just thought it was blocked, so I just turned around and drove to, I went down the rest of Centerville, went up Benton across, went to ABC Liquors, bought the bourbon.
I'm a little confused. You're up on Centerville Road. What's your purpose of driving down Trescott?
It's usually the shortcut to get to
Oh.
Monroe.
To get to Monroe?
I usually take it as a cut through to get to Thomasville or Monroe.
Okay, all right, so
I
you,
don't know why I said Monroe. I was thinking Mosaic, Monroe, Thomasville.
okay, so when you come down into town on Centerville,
I almost always cut through Trescott.
Trescott, and just drive by your old house?
Well, I do it as a way of like coming to terms with the divorce. But yeah, sometimes I drive there. If I'm too sad, I drive around.
Okay,
If the kids aren't home and I know they're not home, I feel better about driving by the house. But yeah, it's shorter and I just usually drive by.
it's shorter than going all the way down to Benton.
All the way down Centerville and around Benton. It's just
Right.
a shortcut I always took.
Okay, so you turned around and went back to Centerville, I take it,
Yeah.
down to Benton, and went to the liquor store down there on Thomasville?
Yeah.
The one at Benton Road?
ABC Liquors, it's at, Benton. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, did you make a purchase there?
Yeah,
And that was sometime after 12?
probably 12:30.
Okay, all right.
And I talked to a guy there because I don't really buy much alcohol, and so they wanted bourbon, and I asked the guy, we had a whole conversation about bourbon and
Right.
my eyes, like,
Your eyes?
he just said, your eyes are really blue,
Right.
and
You have contacts?
I do.
Okay.
But I just remembered it.
Right.
So I bought the bourbon and got some gas on Thomasville and met my friends at Mosaic.
Which gas station did you go to on Thomasville?
The one that's, I always forget the name, but the one that's close to the cross street, it's right next to the Goodwill.
Okay.
If you're heading north on Thomasville, if you're heading north on Thomasville, it's on your right.
Okay, just past the Goodwill
Just
place?
past the Goodwill, it's close to the intersection there.
Okay, all right, and then from that point, you went straight to the
Went to Mosaic
Mosaic restaurant?
and met friends there. I used to have kind of a steady Friday meeting, and I hadn't seen my two friends in a while. And so we had made plans to meet up.
What time did you get to Mosaic?
About 1. I was a little late. We were supposed to meet at 1, and I got there a few minutes after.
Okay, all right, I know it's cold in here. Okay.
I think that's not why I'm
Okay,
shaking.
I know it's part of it, but do you know anybody that would have a beef against your ex-husband?
He's, oh God.
I hate to ask it now, but I have to do it now. You
I
understand, right?
understand. I understand. He had friends. He always meant well, but he would sometimes rub people the wrong way.
Okay.
But not anyone who would do something like this.
Anybody that he owes money to?
No, he owes money to me,
He owes money to you?
but
Okay,
not me.
okay, all right, all right.
Oh my God, we're poor kids. Oh, I know a lot of people didn't really love him, but I don't know anyone who would do something like this.
Well, we're still trying to determine, what happened and how it happened.
But he wouldn't do this to himself.
Okay,
He was a very positive person.
okay.
No,
No one that you know of or that he's spoken to recently that he's had some type of problem with or that he was concerned about?
no one that he was concerned about. I mean, we've been separated for 2 years, so I don't know,
Right.
if he had something going on, I wouldn't know about it, but, I mean, I had lost my voice earlier this week, and so we had put off this conversation about our son's school and where he was going to go, and he, I know a lot of people didn't love him, but not anyone who would like hate him.
Okay.
He meant well. Everyone that knew him
Okay.
knows that he means well, but he can be a little like argumentative.
Right.
But not, he didn't owe anyone money. He didn't do anything except work and take care of his kids. He wasn't involved in anything bad.
Okay.
I can't believe this is happening.
I know. And he was a professor at the law school, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And your divorce has been 2 years, or the total separation, I'm assuming?
Total separation's been 2 years. Our divorce was finalized last summer around this time.
Okay.
He wouldn't do this to himself. He has a girlfriend now.
Do you know his girlfriend?
I met her once in the last couple of weeks. She was visiting. She lives in New York.
Okay. Do you know anything about her?
I know some things about her. She's also a law professor. I know she's recently divorced and she has a son. I don't know if her divorce is final, but I think recently divorced.
Where's she a law professor at?
At NYU.
Okay.
And they seemed very happy, and I mean, I think that was a really good thing in his life. He seemed really happy about it. She came down here, she met the boys, and I met her, and she told me how great she loved the boys. You know, like it seemed fine.
Did she ever stay at the house with him?
Just that one time.
When was that?
I remember because I just got back from being with my family in South Florida. Sorry.
It's okay. You're doing great.
So what date was it? I went with my family. It was my dad's 70th birthday, and we went home for it. So his birthday was the 5th. I left Monday the 30th, so she must have come into town Saturday, the evening of the 28th.
What month? June? This past June?
Just now. So June 28th, and then she was there with the boys the 29th, and then I met her on the morning of the 30th when I picked up the kids to take them to South Florida.
Do you know when she left?
I could probably find it like in my email and stuff. I think she was here for like one more day, and then Danny went up to New York because I was with the kids in Miami for a good long while. I was there. I drove back July 10th, so I was there almost 2 weeks. And so I think he went up the next day.
Okay. Do you know her name?
I do. It's Amy Adler. Oh my gosh, she's
A.D.?
A-D-L-E-R.
And she's a professor of law at NYU?
Yeah.
What kind of car does she drive?
I have no idea. I didn't know she has a car. She lives in New York City.
Well, so, I mean, she was driving down. I mean, she flew down here, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have her phone number?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know how long they were dating even. It seemed kind of serious if she met the kids, but I don't really know. He's been going up to New York for like conferences and stuff since Lincoln was about a few months old. So he's been going up there 3.5 years. So my guess was that they might have known each other for a long time, but have been dating. I don't know how long.
Well, let me ask you something. Does his relationship with her have anything to do with your all's divorce?
No.
No? It had nothing to do with
No.
an extramarital affair or anything?
No, but the only thing I'm thinking is Amy. I don't know what Amy's full divorce situation is like, so if you're gonna think of someone who's not thrilled with Danny, I don't know how happy her husband or ex-husband is with the situation.
Do you know anything about him?
I don't know anything about him.
Okay. So you know Amy Adler, she's a professor at NYU. She was down here from the end of June through the first part of July.
I think just a few days.
Right.
Yeah.
As visiting, but he'd been seeing her when he goes to New York on these conference trips.
Well, he's in New York in the summertime. We have a week on, week off schedule with the boys. So whenever I have them for a week, he goes up to New York for a week. So he's been spending a lot of time up there.
Did he relay to you that he'd been seeing her up in New York, or that's where they met, or anything of that nature?
He didn't tell me about it, but I feel like he was pretty vocal with like our friends and people probably since December about her being his girlfriend. So
Okay. Who would be his best friend?
when we were still together, he had two best friends. Neither of them are in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm completely blanking on their last names right now.
That's
There's
okay.
Matt Price, that was his best man at our wedding. And Josh Berman, who, Matt is in DC and Josh is in New York. Actually, he has a friend, I don't know if they're so close, but he and the boys sleep over at their house a lot. They're in Cairo, Georgia.
Okay.
That's probably his closest friend here.
Do you know his name?
His name's Alex Greenberg. He's a veterinarian in town, and they've got kids around the same age as our kids.
He's a vet here in town?
Mm-hmm. And I think
Do you know
they're
where his
close.
office is?
I don't. Maybe in Cairo.
Oh, he doesn't have office in Tallahassee?
I don't think so.
He's a vet in Cairo.
Their house is in Cairo. His
Right.
wife is a dentist. I don't know if her practice is in town or in Cairo either. His wife is Maya, M-Y-A.
Okay. You're being very helpful, okay, and I know it's hard.
I'm trying. I just
You're
can't
doing fine.
believe what's happening.
You're doing fine. I know it's all of a shock. I know it's coming to you all at once. Okay?
I don't know who would do this.
Okay, well, it appears from what we've seen so far that someone intentionally hurt Daniel. Okay, intentionally. Okay, I don't
You
think.
don't know who it is?
No, and I don't
What if
think.
they come after the boys?
I don't think that's going to be. I have no indication at this time that that's a threat. Okay, but the boys are going to stay with you. You're not going back over to Trescott. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't live there anymore.
I know you don't. But the boys are going to stay with you, okay? And they'll be fine.
I don't know if I can take care of them like this.
All right. Where's your closest family at?
My family actually just talked to my brother this morning. My parents are in Coral Springs.
Okay.
And my brother, I have two brothers, but I'm very close to one of them who is in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. All right. So that's where you're from originally, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
His family's in Canada. Did they know? Did you tell them?
No, they haven't been notified
Oh my
yet.
god. His parents are gonna be devastated.
Okay. This is what I want to do, okay? This is what happened, okay? Daniel's been shot, okay? And we have to find out why and who did this. Can you help with that?
I will try.
Okay. What I want to do right now to try to expedite things, okay? But I need your permission, is I want to take your cell phone and download all the information out of it.
Sure.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay. And then we're going to make arrangements for you to get the kids, or we'll get the kids somehow, okay? Because the kids are at daycare, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to need their mother,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. I got to get a form for you to sign, and then I'm going to get the phone started, okay?
Oh my god. I have a lot of friends.
I know.
How do you know that?
Well, you had two of them up there for a last-minute lunch date, right?
Last minute.
Well, I mean, you went up there, you're sitting with them, you have friends.
I do. What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well, and I'm
Okay.
so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Oh, are you saying that you think maybe one of your friends would have done something
Who
like
would
this?
do this?
I don't know. That's why you're here, and that's why we're talking. Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not in a million years.
Okay. Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you?
No.
What good does it serve?
I made my brother, the one, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken, and I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one, and it was always his joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV.
Okay.
I mean, he would never. He's my big brother, and he's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Right. That's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it was cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Okay.
Such a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But even my family, who felt like I had been mistreated, would never do something like this. Never.
Well, you guys have been divorced for over a year. Has there been any type of abuse in that time?
Of him towards me?
Yeah.
No. It's, he's litigious, and we have an ongoing case because the house, it shouldn't be in my name anymore, but when we settled the case of our divorce, he said, one of the agreements the court said was, Danny wanted to stay in the house. They said, you can have the house, but you need to pay her half of the amount of what the house is worth. And he agreed to it, and then months passed, and he just never paid me.
Okay.
And so we have ongoing litigation where I filed a motion in the court to have him pay me what he said he would, and he filed a counter motion for sanctions against my attorney because he thought that she did something wrong, which she didn't. But so, I mean, she withdrew from the case and was going to serve as a witness, so she's not going to lash out at him for it. She's using the legal process to do it. My parents are, very angry towards him. But even when they're around my kids, they would never say a bad word about my kid's father. They're really, really careful about that. They just like him, but they know he's the father of my kids. They would never do that. Right. I don't know who would be angry enough with him.
Well, that's what I have to find out.
To do something like this.
The brother that you're real close to, I have to do a lot of elimination at the same time. The brother that you're really close to, the one that joked about the TV and everything, what'd you say his name was?
Charlie.
Charlie, and he's in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what kind of car he has.
He has like 5 cars.
Can't tell me all of them.
He drives I think one of them is an unmarked police car.
Oh, really?
He's a bit of a character.
Okay.
So I don't know what he's driving at the time.
Right.
But I'll tell you, he's a periodontist, and he has this practice where he works from early in the morning till late at night. So if you ever wanted to find his whereabouts, he's working all day long until early in the morning till late at night, always driving to a different office working.
Oh, he goes to different offices?
Yeah, he works in different offices all over South Florida and does implants for people. And he works really hard all the time. He has a girlfriend, so he's pretty much accounted for all the time.
Charlie, is that his first name?
Charlie's his first name.
Not Charles?
I think Charles is his legal name. No one calls him that.
What's his last name?
Adelson.
What's his middle?
J-A-Y.
Same spelling, Adelson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What?
What? Oh my gosh.
What?
I can't believe this is happening.
Okay, all right. Let me go get the form for the phone.
Do I need to be read my Miranda rights or something if you're gonna look at my phone?
I can read you Miranda if you want to hear
I don't
that.
know, I'm just trying to make sure I'm being
I have no
protected.
reason at this point to suspect you in this incident. Okay?
I couldn't tell from the way you were talking to me in the car if I was a suspect.
Well, no, and the reason was I didn't want to get into everything until we got up here.
Is he
okay.
still in the hospital?
He's at the hospital, yes. Yes.
And he's alone.
Yes.
And nobody knows he's there.
Well, you know now, and while I'm going to get this phone taken care of, I'm going to have a victim advocate come in here, and hopefully you can supply her with his parents.
Oh my God.
I'm assuming his parents would be his next of kin.
He's a sister he's really close with.
Where is she?
They're all in Canada. He's Canadian.
Okay. All right, they live in Canada.
They all live in Canada.
Okay.
His family's all in Canada.
Okay.
They're gonna think I did it.
Now, just don't jump to conclusions on that.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
All right, let me go get the form for the phone, okay?
Oh my God.
Sorry, you okay?
Yeah. No.
I meant to.
It's fine. Our last interaction wasn't nice.
Oh, you're talking about personal.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I didn't want him to take the boys this afternoon. I had wanted to have them. And I talked over with my brother and realized, you know, if their dad wants to take them swimming, it's not worth getting upset over. He sent me that message at 9:15 this morning.
You were telling me before, when we were riding up here, that the agreement was that you're all going to have some type of phone call at 11:15 this morning. Is that correct?
Well, not exactly, just that we needed
Okay.
to have the talk at some point before, we have to decide before Monday of what to do about his school, where Ben's gonna go to school, and he said, I'm gonna be done. I thought it was 11:15, but when we listened to the message, it was 10:30.
Okay.
When he said, I'm gonna be out of, he went to like a workout class at the gym. He
At
said,
Premier.
At Premier.
Mhm.
He said, I'm gonna be out of it by such and such a time, you can call me then. And I called, but I think we could see what time I called him. I thought it was more of like, let's see, recent calls. I called him, well, that's him calling in at 9:02. I called him at 11:42 and got his answering machine.
He called you at 9:02?
He called me at 9:02.
Mm-hmm.
The repair guy was there, and honestly, I leave my ringer off a lot of the time, so I didn't even hear the call come in. He left me a message. I called him at 11:42 and left him a message, just saying, okay, I want to talk about school for Ben, and I assume I'll see you at 4:30 today. When I figured he's going to take the kids swimming,
Right.
and he'll drop them at the house at 4:30.
Okay. So in other words, the whole meeting at 10:30 or 11:15
Just
didn't
didn't
happen.
happen.
Right. Okay. All right. Let me get this. There's a lot of information on here, okay? It'd probably be easier if I read it to you.
Fine.
Okay. I, Wendi Adelson, and I got to change
It's
this.
Adelson.
I know, I got to change that.
It's okay. It's Adelson.
Actually, it's spelled right. I said it wrong. Adelson. do hereby authorize and give my permission to Investigator Isom, who has identified himself to me as a law enforcement officer with necessary assistance of a digital forensic examiner to make a full and complete search of my cell phone or other digital media, along with data located on additional data sources, locations such as connected to, at, and were at the Tallahassee Police Department. That's the address. I have been advised that law enforcement are engaged in investigation concerning an alleged violation of federal or state law pertaining to a shooting incident. I do further authorize to give permission to take from my cell phone located at 230 47th Avenue.
I'm sorry, is that the police station?
That's where we're at right
Okay.
now. Yeah. Computers, cell phones, computer peripherals, digital media data which may or may not have a connection, value, or relevance as evidence in said investigation. The above law enforcement officer has fully and fairly advised me on rights as follows. I have the right to refuse consent of the search of my property. I have the right to consult with an attorney or any other person of my choice prior to giving them consent and permission to search the above described property. Any cellular phones, computers, computer peripherals, and digital media or data, along with any data located on these items or on additional digital storage locations such items can connect to, found by said officers in the course of their search, can be used as evidence against me or others in a court of law. I fully understand and appreciate these rights and wish it be specifically understood that I am hereby giving consent permission to conduct the search of the cellular phones, computers, computer peripherals, and digital media data, along with any data located on any additional digital storage locations such items can connect to, solely because of my desire to freely and voluntarily cooperate and assist in this investigation. I have not been promised anything or been threatened or coerced in any way, nor has any inducement of any kind been held out to me in return for this consent and permission to search. Okay, can I have your phone now?
Yeah. Stupid question, but
Go ahead.
are you gonna give it back?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I feel like I need to help
No,
my
you're gonna
family.
get-
What's going on?
No, you're gonna get it back. It's just I'm trying to expedite this now so I can get it back to you sooner.
I understand.
Be right back. Okay, Wendy. Let me get your.
That's the friend I was with calling. Do you want to just decline it? I guess I shouldn't talk to anyone right now.
Yeah.
Is there someone I can talk to about what to tell my kids?
Yes, well, we're gonna get to that. Give me your phone number on this phone again.
954-803-0079.
Can I get Daniel's cell phone number?
202-276-8200.
202-276-8200. Okay. Do you know his passcode to unlock his phone?
I don't.
You don't know it?
I don't have a passcode.
Right.
When I was with him, he didn't have the kind of phone that needed a passcode.
Okay.
But he's gotten an iPhone since then, so
Yeah.
he may have one. And I can't remember, like, actually, I remember his passcode to something, but it was like a word in Hebrew with the word one, so it's a word and not numbers. I could give you my children's birthdays in case you want to try that. I really have no idea what it would be.
Okay, let's go ahead with the children's birthdays.
So Ben is 7/29, so it could be like 0729.
What year?
2009. Lincoln is 10/13/2010. They're 14 months apart.
10/13 of 10?
Yeah. I was complaining about him at the lunch.
Sorry. I'll be right back. Go ahead, check.
What is going on?
Okay, they're going to take your phone, they're going to hook it up to a machine, download the information. It doesn't take a whole lot unless you got a lot of stuff on there.
I don't know what's on there. I have to use the bathroom.
Okay, no problem.
Is there?
Yep.
Is it close by?
Yeah, it's real close by. Okay, you can leave your stuff there, it's not going anywhere, and otherwise put you right around the corner here, okay?
Okay.
Do you want some water after that?
Okay.
Okay,
Can't leave.
not yet. You got somebody here?
Seriously? Okay, I'll hold it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We just have to eliminate everything, okay? You know what she's saying, right?
I'm assuming I'm a suspect. I can't
No,
leave.
you're not a suspect. I don't consider you a suspect. I asked you to come up here. You came up here voluntarily. I've not read you Miranda. You are not under arrest. You are the closest thing to family that I have to Daniel right now, okay? You are.
I'm so sad for. I
So,
was thinking about something else. He told me that he comes. We have week on, week off, but on Wednesdays we do an overnight.
right.
And he told me that he might have some work up in New York and he might not be back in time for the Wednesday overnight. So there's no way that he did this. because he had all kinds of plans like for next week that
But
were.
you're saying he would not hurt himself?
No.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't him.
Okay. He has no reason to hurt himself or anything along that.
No, I mean, I
Okay.
can see him being really sad when we first got divorced.
Right.
But now he's got Amy and he loves those boys
Okay,
and things were really good for him. There's no way he did this to himself.
okay. I believe you.
Which really scares me because it means there's someone out there that's willing to do this to him, and I'm scared for the kids.
Okay. I understand I
And
understand
they're at school right now, and I want to.
there's an officer at the school.
Okay.
The kids are fine.
Okay.
Okay, there's no, the
I don't
kids
know how
are,
I'm gonna tell them.
well, we're gonna help you with that, okay? But here's what I have to do right now, and I'm just trying to, I wanna get this down, Pat. I know you don't have your phone to refer to,
Okay.
but that's okay.
You'll have all that information.
Right, because I'll check that against what you tell me.
Okay.
Your last phone your last personal contact, in other words, in person with Daniel, was when?
He goes by Danny.
Danny, okay.
No one calls him Daniel.
I don't know him, so I'm sorry.
I'm just telling you
Danny.
so that it just feels really impersonal. My last face-to-face contact with him. Wow. We do a lot of like leave off pickup at the school, right? Where one of us will take the kids to school and the other one picks them up. When was the last time I saw him? I definitely saw him when I picked the kids up. I feel like there's something since then, but that would have been.
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm not familiar with the,
Okay, I'll get Annie, because she wanted it before. Yeah.
And that was that morning I drove down, so that was June 30th?
Okay.
Whatever that Monday morning was that we drove down to Miami. I saw him, I met Amy. And we did a lot of Skype, like we'd Skype every day while I was gone. But that's not in person. I came back with my parents. We drove back all together, and then that Friday, which would have been last Friday, a week from today, so if today's the 18th, it was Friday the 11th, that's my other brother's birthday, and I would have seen him, but I had been with the kids for like 12 days straight, and I was getting really sad at the idea of drop off of Danny coming to pick him up, and so my folks said, you know what, why don't you just, so at about 4:45, I just went over a friend's house. I didn't see him that day. And then he had the kids, and I got some sort of laryngitis, and I was alone all weekend, so that was Saturday, Sunday. And then this week, I missed the kids, so I visited them at school on Monday and Tuesday.
they were staying with Danny?
They were with Danny that whole time, but Danny and I had started on days when we really missed the kids. We'd go have like lunch with them or breakfast with them. So I went and had lunch with them or read them a story. I saw them Monday, I saw them Tuesday. Wednesday was my overnight, and so that was Wednesday, and then he had them Thursday, was yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I had face-to-face contact with him.
Was
June 30th.
June 30th, okay. And then yesterday, y'all were conversing on text about this phone call, or about this discussion for Ben.
On email, I think,
Okay.
about, we'd both spoken with an administrator at the school, and so yesterday morning I emailed him and said, I'd really love for him to go to this school. I think we should accept it. Here's why. And then I asked him a second question about Ben's birthday coming up, because I didn't have Ben on his birthday, and he wanted this Lego thing, and I wanted to make sure that no one else got it for him. So I asked him if he was going to do a party for Ben, so I knew ahead of time whether people would be bringing presents or whatever, and so I knew whether he would have gotten it from someone else or whether I should buy it for him. And he wrote back and said, when your voice feels better, let's talk, because my throat was really hurting. He said, let's talk, we need to work this out for Monday. And I sent him an email, you'll see it sometime this morning while I was home working on my paper, that said, okay, I'm ready to talk whenever you are. I don't know what time I sent it, but if I called him at 11:40, it was either before I called him, because I thought normally he would have called.
Okay.
Like when he said I'm done with the class at 10:30, and I had said, okay, let's talk, and then sent him a call or an email, like, I thought it was weird I hadn't heard from him, but I just thought, like, oh, maybe he's busy with something or showering. Or...
But he told you at some point that he was going to premiere this morning.
Yeah, no, that phone
when-
message says I'm going to premiere, I'll be out 10:15, 10:30, and so you
When
can
did-
call me after that.
When did you receive that phone message?
Maybe after the repair guy left, so maybe
This
at
morning?
like, this morning, like
Okay.
at 11-ish or something.
All right. So you're at your house with the repairman. He leaves. You go back to working on your papers, and then you leave your house around noon. Drive down. Trescott's blocked. You turn around. You go back around on Benton, and then you go to
There's a
the
tree.
right. Pardon?
I thought it was like a tree that fell down or
Right.
something.
Right. So
I didn't even think, like, that's the house. I saw a few houses blocked off, and I'm sorry, I'm wasting
sorry.
time.
No, you're not wasting my time. I think I asked you before. You don't have a number for Amy. You do not have a contact number for her.
Don't.
But you know she's a professor at NYU.
Yeah.
You know that her and Danny have been seeing each other, and that she stayed here from the end of June to the 1st of July. Just
At least
28
2 days, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she met the children,
Yeah, she met a few friends in town too.
and you don't know anything about her ex,
No, I know she was married.
right? And she has children
She has a son
in New York.
in New York.
Okay.
She's a son. I think he's 14.
Okay.
Um,
Do you know how old Amy is?
she's 50.
She's 50?
Yeah. She doesn't look 50. She's very beautiful. She is, not that you can't be beautiful at 50, but she looks really young. She's very pretty and accomplished. And
You know her date of birth?
I only know that she is 50. I don't, because I was looking her up one time, feeling.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she's 50. She goes by Amy Adler.
Her middle initial is M.
M. Okay.
So that, like, if you looked her, oh my God, if you looked her up on the law school website, you'd find her that way.
Okay.
Her brother's he's like a famous fashion designer, so I think they spend a lot of weekends like in the Hamptons, and she lives in the city and lives like, you know, good life.
Okay. You gave me a name of Matt Price, who's in D.C.
That's his best friend.
Is that an attorney?
He's an attorney, yeah. I'm sorry you have to deal with so many lawyers.
That's okay, I'm used to it. I gotta deal with the state attorney's office, public defender's office, private attorneys.
The only time I've ever been in this, I represent victims of crime. I represent immigrant victims of crime, so it's the only time I've ever been in this building is
Okay.
advocating for my clients.
And the other friend,
The other friend is Josh Berman, also attorney. He's in New York City.
a city attorney for New York.
No, he's private. They're both private.
Okay.
And they were like the historic best friends
Okay.
from college and law school.
And then, of course, Alex is up in Cairo.
I'm assuming they're close. I know that he sleeps over at their house a lot with the kids.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because the kids really love to play together or because they're close, but they spend a lot of time together. I'm sure they're close.
All right. Okay.
Danny's pretty religious, so like he'd be connected with like rabbis and stuff in town too.
Okay. All right. Which synagogue does he go to?
He goes to 2. The one he's most strongly affiliated with is Shomrei Torah. And by the way, if you get a nod that I can use the bathroom, I could really use
Okay.
it. So,
I'm gonna make
I
that
mean, I'm
happen
not
right
gonna
now.
die, but if I could just, that'd be great.
Here we go.
Okay. Hi.
She's gotta
You
she's
come
gotta
with
swab
me?
your hands.
Oh,
First, I'm gonna have to do your hands.
okay. Hi. What does GSR stand for?
Gunshot residue.
Residue?
Residue.
Okay. This is a really hard job you guys have.
Can be. All right, right hand. Okay, and are you right or left-handed?
I work with both.
Okay.
But right-handed.
Okay, left hand. Since noon today, have you washed your hands at all?
I wish I could tell you I had, but I haven't.
Okay.
I'm filthy.
And a picture, correct?
Yeah.
Take a picture. I'm just gonna take a picture.
With my hands?
No,
No,
of you.
you-
Just
you
stand up. And then you can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
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 All right, ready?
Do you need to escort me?
I'm just gonna walk you around the corner. It's not really, it's just showing you where it is. time do your kids get out of school?
So, I think this school ends at like 5.
Okay.
But I usually pick them up early. Danny probably told him he was going to take them to Truesdale today, so they'll be expecting earlier. But at 5, it would be times.
That's what time they close?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll stay open.
Okay. Okay.
They were supposed to be with me this week, so normal for them, other than this swim bit, would have been to spend the weekend with me and
Where did they sleep last night?
with Danny.
With Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. So Danny took them.
Go
ahead.
I got a call. So he has an alarm system in the house, and I
Right.
must still be on the call list for people if there's a break-in. I got a call yesterday. I guess it'll be on the phone when it happened. I got a call from like the company with the alarm company that said like the alarm's been triggered, it's gone off. There's another family in town that we were really close with. The woman's name is Lynn, and she's on the list too, so she got a call. I know this because I saw her yesterday evening. I went to a friend's art gallery thing, and she happened to be there. It's a small town. And she said, oh, I guess I got a call from Trescott. And
Okay.
I said, oh, I got the same call. I said, but I just figured it was fine. So they called yesterday, and I don't remember what time it was. Maybe the morning, maybe the evening, but it happens sometimes, every
Right.
once in a while with weather or whatever, the alarm gets triggered, so I didn't think anything of it. But I
Right.
wonder if there was like an attempted break-in yesterday.
I don't know. I'll have to check into that. Do you know what the alarm company is?
It's on my phone, right? The message
Okay.
that they left.
Sure.
I probably deleted it, but then I didn't delete my deleted messages, so if you look at deleted, you could find it.
Okay.
If not, I could probably figure it out. And Lynn could tell you
Okay.
if you had to ask her.
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
But no calls today?
Mm-mm.
Where did the children sleep the night before? Have they been staying with Danny right along?
Yeah, except week on, week off, but with Wednesday overnights. So Wednesday night they were with me.
When you say Wednesday overnight, Wednesday.
It means like if it's a mommy week, then
Right.
they're with you all week. Except Wednesday night they'd go to Danny.
Okay.
If it's a Danny week,
Right.
so they're with him all week. Except Wednesday night they came to me.
All right. And then, so Wednesday
And
night
that's the last time. I didn't tell you this, but I thought about it in the bathroom. I didn't have an interaction with him, but that's the last time I saw him was Wednesday. I picked up the kids and I was going to take them to Whole Foods.
Okay.
And I saw Danny working on his computer in the window of the Whole Foods, and I took him to BurgerFi instead.
Oh.
Because he and I were, divorced,
Right.
and interactions with him were hard. And it was
Sure.
my one day with the kids, and I thought, well, if we go inside, it's going to be like all of us together, and I wanted time by myself
That's fine.
with them. So I took them, but that's the last time I saw him. So I saw him sitting there Wednesday afternoon working.
He was inside Whole Foods?
He was inside Whole Foods with
Okay.
his computer,
Okay.
writing.
And the kids came out?
The kids didn't see him.
Okay.
We were just about to enter. I saw him. I thought, oh, my one day with the kids,
Okay.
and so I went and got burgers instead.
To the BurgerFi. Okay. All right. So then Thursday,
I got a call.
you got called about the alarm. Had you had any contact with the kids during that time?
On Thursday, I had them Wednesday night. I brought them to school on Thursday, and then, no, not after I dropped them off.
Okay.
And there's a record at school of like when you log in, so I probably dropped them off a little before 9, but they could tell you what
Okay.
time.
All right. And then, so then he kept them last night,
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, and then he would have driven them to school.
Mm-hmm.
What time does he normally drop them off at school?
It varies. Sometimes he has breakfast with him. I got the call from him. It was 9:04, I think.
Right.
So he must have already just dropped them off and was probably driving from school to the gym, and that's why he was saying, "Going to this class. I'll touch base with you after."
Okay. All right. And then no contact after that?
We had some texting contact. That's when I was saying that my last contact wasn't very nice. I was saying, well, I wanted to pick them up at 3, and he was saying, well, you are only allowed them after 4:30. And I was like, well, what about last week? I picked it up at 5, and he said I was just being nice. And I said, I guess nice was fun while it lasted.
Okay.
That's the last thing I said to him.
Okay. All right. His parents and his family, do you have contacts for them in your phone?
I have contacts for at least one of them.
Okay.
I think I'd been recently deleting them just because they don't call me. But at least one of them, I can tell you his, like, I don't know whether it's his dad's name. His parents are actually recently divorced.
Okay. We'll get the phone back. You can supply those numbers.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll attempt to contact them.
Oh my God.
Find out where they're at least in Canada.
It's just the worst thing you could have happen.
No, I gotta ask you something. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you own a gun?
No.
Have you ever owned a gun? Have you ever fired a gun?
I think I went skeet shooting about 12 years ago.
Okay. Nothing since then? Does Danny own a gun?
Not that I know of, but maybe since I left. He didn't own a gun when I was with him.
Never had a gun around, or
No.
did he ever talk about buying a gun or anything?
He would talk about it, but he's a criminal law professor.
Right.
So sometimes he would talk about things just like
Okay.
to have a discussion about,
Okay.
like, should we have a gun in the home? Is it dangerous?
Right.
As far as I knew, there was no gun in the house.
Okay. You don't know anybody that he owed money to? You don't know anyone?
me.
I know, besides you. But that was under court order, I'm assuming.
And we have lawyers, and he very much respects, as do I, the legal system, you know,
Right.
so it was working its way through.
Okay.
But anyone he owes money to, I mean, he doesn't gamble, he doesn't drink, like, he doesn't have any vices, he doesn't
Right.
do anything weird. I can't imagine. I mean, I think he annoys people with his, like, legal academia, but I think, like, in the ivory tower here, not like, I don't think he owed money to anyone. I can't imagine.
Okay. I mean, unless you have something I can't think of, I'm looking for some reason that someone would want to hurt him.
Not just hurt him.
Right.
I mean,
I know, but the intention.
I could see one of my friends wanting to shake him,
Right.
but with a gun,
Right.
no. I don't know who would do this, and I'm very scared because I don't understand why this would happen. He and I got along fine for the sake of the kids. You heard the message where he was like, well, maybe we'll just take a walk around school. And
Right.
I mean, I found him hard to be around, but so did a lot of people. They all knew he meant well. He was a decent, good human being. He wouldn't hurt anybody. He would never do this to anybody. I don't know who would want to hurt him like this. I really don't.
Right. I need to ask you, was your divorce, you said before it had nothing to do with infidelity, no extramarital affairs or anything like that.
Neither one of us.
It was just simply the fact that you all just didn't get along anymore, or was it just the fact that he was belligerent to you?
He never hurt me physically, but he was emotionally abusive.
Okay.
And I didn't tell most people that, so all most people know is it just didn't work out, and it's just the kids are young, and this is just better this way. So other than my family, who saw the way he treated me, most people were, well, I think his family was very surprised. He told everyone around the community that I was mentally ill, because only a crazy person would leave him, and
Okay.
so there's a lot. But, you know, who would, so that's it. The circumstances, plain and simple, were it just wasn't a really healthy marriage, and I thought it'd be better for the boys if they didn't grow up thinking that's the way you treat women. But he didn't hit me, he didn't hit them, he didn't have a drug problem, he didn't gamble, he didn't cheat on me, I didn't cheat on him. There's no other, I keep thinking the only, like, unknown I can think of is, like, Amy's ex-husband. Like, is he still in the picture? Is he upset?
Right.
Danny, I defriended him from Facebook because I found it too upsetting to, like, see intermittent pictures of the kids. But I wonder, he's very, very public on Facebook about, like, where he is, when he's traveling, where he's going, and so I wonder if he's got pictures up of him and Amy, and if there's a jealous ex-husband in the.
You know where this ex-husband would be?
He'd be in New York too.
Is he also an attorney?
I don't even know his name.
Okay.
I just know they when Amy came down here, they went over a mutual friend of ours. It's a guy that works at the law school. This guy Jay and his wife Dory is a good friend of mine, and they have kids my kid's age. And I said to her, I remember saying, so what's she like, you know, like she met her before I did, and she said, you know, she's really nice and she's, you know, very sweet, and she's recently divorced too, so she knows how awkward all of this is to meet the new person.
Okay.
I don't know, and I'm scared.
Okay. Have you had anything happen at your house?
No.
Nothing?
Uh-uh.
And the information for Best Buy for the service tech that was there, that's at your house?
Mm-hmm. I'd be happy. I mean, if someone wants to
we'll
come back
get
with
that.
me.
We'll get that. And that was basically from when he came out there to serve, well, I guess to replace the
He
TV.
came out to fix it and then told me that what was wrong with it wasn't fixable.
Right.
And so I called Charlie to find out, should I buy a new one or should I fix
Right.
this one? And he was like, just buy a new one. And
And once he left, do you remember what time the serviceman left?
probably around 10, a little
10.
before 10.
Okay.
And then I left by 12.
But between that time, between 10 and 12, you were by yourself working on your papers and stuff.
Yeah.
Were you doing on papers or computer?
It was all on computer,
Okay.
and that's what I was thinking. I was like, I sent some edits in to someone at the law library
All right.
during that time.
Okay.
I called a few friends, I sent some texts. I mean, all of that'll be
On the phone?
on the phone.
Or did you call from your house phone?
I don't have a house phone.
Okay, you use all your communications is over your cell phone?
Yeah,
Do you have more than one cell phone?
no.
Okay. All right. I'm going to introduce you to a victim advocate. She's going to be very helpful. And she's going to, once the phone comes back, she'll get the numbers for his folks. You're saying everybody's in Canada, is that correct, on his side of the family?
His family's in Canada.
Okay, Alberta,
No,
Quebec?
his mom and dad, his immediate family is in Toronto.
Okay,
His like aunts and uncles and cousins are all in Montreal. Everyone's English speaking.
okay.
Any family no family in the States. They're all in Canada.
And that's where he's from originally?
He's from there. He came here for college and never left. So he's 41 and he's been here since he was 18.
Did he go to FSU for law school?
No,
Okay. Where did he go to law school?
Harvard.
Harvard, okay. And then he got a position as a professor.
We moved up here for his job.
So you were in New York too?
No. I've never lived in New York.
Oh.
I was actually at University of Miami going to law school. We met, we got engaged, and then I was going to do my last year of law school up here. So in 2005, we moved here. He was a professor and I was a student
Okay.
for one more year. And then we moved back to Miami for a year, and then we moved here for a year. The reason why I say his parents are going to say I did it is because after we got divorced, I wanted to move to South Florida. And I filed a petition to relocate in the court, and the court said no. So
Because of the kids?
Because so you can always leave, you just can't leave with your kids. So, so we're in Tallahassee because of Danny's job. So
He taught at UM before he came up here?
he didn't. He had that year at FSU, and then UM said they wanted to hire him, so I worked there for a year. He worked there for half a year. We commuted back and forth to FSU, and then UM didn't hire him, and so we moved back to FSU.
Okay.
And I've been here since like the 07 school year.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go get the victim advocate, all right, and introduce you to her. And as soon as we get your phone back, I'll probably want you to show me some of those text messages. I know it's going to be on the record,
Okay.
but I may want to ask you that, and then we'll try to get everything expedited so you can be there when your kids get picked up from school.
Right, because the alternative would be like a police officer.
Yeah, we don't want to do
Scary.
that. I want you to come pick them up.
instead of a police officer, if it can't be me, I'd rather it be like a family friend or something.
Well, we could do that too.
Okay,
if
I'm
you'd
just saying,
rather.
like, I
Yeah.
do not want, I think they'll get really scared. If
No.
the
All
officer taking
the
them.
officer's done is checked on your children and made
Okay.
sure they're at school. We just had to find out where they were and where you were. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
okay. I can put my IDs away and
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wendy, this is Sarah Latour.
Hi,
She's
Sarah.
victim advocate.
How are you?
7835, code 6, 105 North Avenue. 7835, code 6, 105 North Avenue.
Here, I'll come sit over here on this side of you if you don't mind. So I have to meet you under these circumstances.
I'm usually a lot more fun.
Okay. I've been trying to kind of find some next of kin information on his parents.
Do you want their names?
Yes, that would be helpful.
His dad is Phil Markel.
And they're in Canada, correct?
They're in Canada. They're in Toronto.
Toronto.
Uh-huh.
Must have done.
Okay. His mom's name is Ruth Markel.
Are they married still?
They just got divorced. They're 70. They just got divorced after like 30-something years of marriage.
Okay. And when you say they're 70, are they in good health 70?
Mhm. Yeah, they're young. They're like,
70 but not 70.
my dad just turned 70 and they're young 70.
Okay. So they wouldn't live together?
I don't think they're living together.
Okay.
Truthfully, Danny and I got divorced in the last 2 years, and they separated in the last 2 years, so
Okay.
I'm fuzzy on the
And
details.
that's okay. And you were going through your thing, and they were probably going through theirs at the same time.
Yeah. I have that skirt.
Do you?
It's pretty.
I should look at it. I got my hat. A lot of people do.
He has a sister that he's really close with.
Is she in Canada too? And what's her name?
Her name's Shelly Markel.
Is Shelley short for something?
It's not.
Okay. Does she have an EY in there, or is it
No,
just...
it's Shelly. I'm sure you do this all the time as your job, but like I cannot believe this is happening.
It's not a normal situation to be in, and it's never easy or anything like that. So all your emotions and stuff you're feeling are okay right now, okay?
I'm so worried about my kids. I don't know how I'm gonna tell them what happened.
And you know what,
They're so little.
and you know, it is difficult sometimes for little kids because their perception of reality is
They
different.
love their dad.
Of course they do.
I'm sorry, you can ask me questions.
No,
I'm just-
you're fine. Talk to me about what you want to talk to me about.
It's fine. I'll tell you what you
No, you're good though. I want to be here for you too. I think it's very shocked.
I just like I can't believe this is happening. I don't understand, and I'm very scared because if this can happen, like, what if someone's gonna come after the kids? Like, who did this, and why would they do this?
And from you know what they're missing, they haven't had any indications of that.
Do you think someone can watch the house where I'm gonna be with the kids tonight to make sure that nobody comes after us?
We'll discuss kind of that type of stuff. I'm gonna make sure that they know all your concerns and fears. Okay.
I just
take stuff one step at a time though right now. I know it's hard.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell them.
You know, I can tell you this, I think it's going to be best coming from you. You're their mother. You seem very educated and put together. And it sounds like you've gone through a lot the past 2 years.
And but the kids have been doing so well with everything. They're really like happy, well-adjusted kids. They have so many people in their life that
you all are
love
doing
them.
the right thing.
And I get why I would be a suspect, but the idea that we were divorced, but the idea that I would ever do anything is like, I understand why they need to check, but I don't know who would though. I don't know who would do this. I could see why they would think it would be me.
Well, and I don't think, and did Investigator Isom talk to you at all about like what your role is in this?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
And a lot of times they do stuff just to kind of cancel you out too.
It's fine. I understand.
Okay.
I understand. I just can't believe this is happening. So I do best with being helpful. So why don't you tell me what I can do to help you?
Okay. Well, give me the parents' names. I know you probably, if you have any of their phone numbers, I know you don't right now, probably from memory either.
It's in my phone.
Right.
I don't remember them.
So we'll wait for.
They lived in Toronto, and I didn't have a really close relationship
Okay.
with them before the divorce.
Okay.
And after the divorce, it's been, I've sent his sister like happy birthday messages, but it's not close, and so I don't.
Right, you didn't have a reason to really have communication with them, and that's okay.
Okay, so other than their names.
Right, that's probably all you really.
No, I'm asking like, what can I do?
Let's see. You can, worry about you and your boys. Start thinking who would be someone that you want here for you that's here in Tallahassee now.
What do you mean here for me? Like for what?
For support for you. Because you're going to have to go.
I'd really like my family to come.
Okay.
They're not here, but
where are they located?
I'm just so upset right now that I'm worried about parenting effectively. And so if my
that's why
if my parents were here, they could help me. They're really close with the kids, and so they could help me. I feel like you and I look a little bit alike. Do you see this as you're looking at my face?
You have very pretty blue eyes. They're much bluer than mine.
But I feel like, anyway, it's like
And the
looking
hair.
at my sister, similar hair. I must look awesome right now, but when I'm not in crisis, I'd really like my parents to be here and help me
Okay.
with the kids.
And so for my information, what are your parents' names?
I feel like I should be the one to tell them.
No, I don't want. I'm not going to go tell them. I'm just
Yeah.
more of, as
Who's
this
with
time
you?
goes on, right? When you're referring to people, I want to know who you're
Sure.
talking about.
My parents' names are Donna and Harvey Adelson.
And did you say they were in Florida?
They are. They're splitting. They're sort of in the process of retiring.
Okay.
I mean, semi.
Mhm.
So they work together. They're super happy and in love. 40 plus years in. So they live in Coral Springs for part of the week and then in Miami for part of the week. So today is Friday and they're in Miami.
Okay, so is Miami like their weekend home then for them?
My brother Charlie got this place for them to sort of have them try living in Miami. So
Okay.
sometimes on the weekends they all hang out together. So they'll be there.
And like I said, I'm not going to notify your parents or do anything like that. I was just, like I said, getting that more of just so.
For future, yeah.
And do you have anyone in Tallahassee that you consider your go-to person here?
I have a lot of, I'm not saying this to be bragging, I have like a number of people that
You
I
have a
feel,
good network.
I do. The person who feels most like family is my friend Lynn.
Lynn? Okay.
She's just a bit older than me and I'm very close with their family. She's 4 kids and I'm kind of like an aunt to the twin girls. I'd really love for Lynn to be around.
Okay. What's Lynn's last name?
Grossman.
SSMAN?
Yeah.
Okay, she's here locally.
She is, yeah. She lives right down, really close to me.
What are your 2 boys' names? I know.
My older son is turning 5 on the 29th.
Jesus Benjamin.
I just, it's about 10 past 4, so I know we're gonna need to start making arrangements as far as if you want somebody to pick your kids up and take them home, that type of thing, so Sarah can, if you wanna figure that out, just because I think he said that they had to be picked up by about 5 or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, something to
Okay,
just think about
okay,
what we
thank
want to
you.
get on.
What should we do about that?
What do you think would be, do you have any, because you probably have, they're younger, right? So probably
They're 3.5 and 5.
So they probably
They're
started
in
on
car
boosters.
seats.
Okay.
They're in car seats. I am in shock right now, so I could probably be functional to like drive a car.
Well, I can help with kind of that type of stuff. Do you have a friend do you want?
I mean, I would, if Lynn is here, I don't know if she's in town. It's Friday?
Yes.
I don't know if she's in town this weekend.
Okay.
If she is, I would love for her to be with
Lynn
me.
would be your person? Okay.
Yeah.
And then if Lynn's not, do you have a kind of backup person you would think?
I do. I have a lot of friends who have kids, so they have their own responsibilities. My friend Jane, who actually I think used to be a victim advocate.
Okay.
Jane would be a really good choice. Jane McPherson.
Okay. You probably, and I might be able to get these numbers, but you
Because she
think
doesn't have kids, it's all on my phone.
and it's okay. And I know I don't have anything memorized either. So.
Other close friends that I would have be with me right now. I have this really close friend whose husband died last year, who has a kid, and we spend a lot of time together, so she'd understand, but I don't want to do that to her.
Okay. Well, and I think maybe between Lynn and Jane,
Hopefully
maybe
one
we
of
can
them.
get- okay.
Oh, Jane might be traveling. It's just summer, people are traveling all the time.
I understand.
Who else might be here?
What do you think Lynn and Jane would be kind of a good start?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go check and see how long on your phone. So that way we can kind of start working on those things.
Okay.
Some things for you to think about when you meet your boys. And I'm sorry, it's really hard.
I just don't know how I'm gonna tell them that.
Well, you know your boys better than everyone else does, right?
Right now, they were expecting, I don't know if Danny told them or not, the plan was he was going to take them swimming this afternoon, which was sort of out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Normally, I would just pick him up, but I think he's leaving town for the weekend. I just think he wanted extra time with the kids. So he was going to take them to Truesdale and bring them to my house. So sometimes plans change.
Right.
Like, sometimes his flights are delayed from New York, and the kids say, they call him Abba, which means father in Hebrew. They'd say, I thought this was an Abba day. What are you doing here?
Okay.
And I'd say, well, Abba's flight was late, so it's going to be a mommy day for a little while. So if there was a plan they were expecting, it would have been the go to the pool plan, but they knew that it was time to be with me. So
they knew they were going to transition into
so
a
normal
mommy time.
for them would have been mommy all weekend, mommy all week, and then Wednesday Abba. What you were saying. So for them, this is what they expect. Is I think for me to come pick them up, it's very normal.
Okay.
I don't know if I can drive a car right now.
And that's why we're going to try to see some friends, kind of try to work out what options we can to help you so you might not have to do that, okay?
Okay.
So let me go check on your phone.
Okay.
And then I'll come back and kind of let you know and see if maybe how long it would take or see if I can find some phone numbers.
My two friends that I was with for lunch when they came and found me, how did they find where I was?
I have no idea.
I mean, did they just search for my car? Like, I am just amazed. I was eating with two girlfriends. They're both psychiatrists.
Okay.
So they'd probably be good people to talk to.
Okay.
One of them is a child psychiatrist, so I just
so
feel
she
like
might be a good person to talk to, especially about
how to talk to the boys.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back.
I'm fine. As
I know,
fine as I'm
I know.
gonna be, so I'm fine.
numbers for them, are some work numbers? If they work at.
So, Jane is a PhD student. She's working from home.
Okay.
Lynn works, I'm kind of forgetting what the name of the place is that she works. She does like Holocaust recovery stuff. Department of Financial Services, maybe. It's not DVPR, it might be DFS, but her husband.
So she works for the state though.
Her husband and I are close to, like, I'm friends with the family. Her husband's name is Alan Grossman, Allen.
Oops.
And he has his own law firm in town, so he should be really easy to find.
Okay,
it's like Grossman, but Furlow and Bio, maybe.
Do you know what street it's off of by chance? Probably downtown. Okay, that's good
But
though.
you can find him and find that number, and he's usually at work.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. All of my really, really close friends live out of town, but yeah.
Okay. And go. I'm gonna try to do just some Google stuff real quick, and then I'll come back.
Okay. God, we really should start memorizing more phone numbers. I used to know
You know,
them.
it's just technology that makes it easier for us.
I'm going crazy in this white room.
I'm sorry. I know it's not the.
It's not like pictures of
No.
I just feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone, and I keep picturing the kids like at a funeral having to say goodbye to their dad, and I just
take
can't
it one
believe
step
I
at a
have to do
time.
this to them.
Do you want me when I find their numbers? Is it okay if I call your friends?
Yeah,
okay,
it's
you want
fine.
me, and I can go and tell them
I
that
could
you.
really use some help
Okay.
taking care of the boys tonight.
Of course.
I'm trying to think of who else I would call. My closest friend in town is on vacation right now with her family.
Well, we'll start with Lynn and see kind of where we get from there, since she.
Okay.
Okay.
Ugh.
Hey, Wendy. Another kind of question we have: do you want, if we get in touch with one of your friends, you think it's best if maybe they picked up the kids first, or?
Just because it's 4:15 now, I didn't know time-wise what we'd be looking at.
I just don't want to
Bring them.
I was about to say I don't want to traumatize them, but they're about to get plenty traumatized.
And they can take them home.
Right. I just don't know what would be less upsetting for the boys.
That's up to you.
What I would most like.
Or we can make arrangements with the school and just say, look, it's going to be a little late. You need to work with us, and mom and a friend will come.
I think they do keep it open till like 5:30
Okay.
or so. So what I would most like would be to pick them up myself and have someone with me in case I don't feel like I can drive well.
That's fine. And Lynn would be your first option to
Lynn
come
would be
here.
my first
And
choice,
you're-
or Alan, her husband.
Okay. And you're okay with me speaking with them and telling them to come here
Yeah.
first, and
We let my car is.
we have the cars here.
Oh, they got it here.
I think they were bringing it here, and I think
Did they take my keys?
I don't
How did
know.
they get the car here?
I don't know.
I guess you guys.
Well, I may be wrong. I thought, Investigator Isom, it
Yeah.
may still be at the other place, was gonna touch base, oh, okay, I may be wrong, was going to touch base with you about, because I know he's done a bunch of different stuff as far as doing your hands and all that stuff, to see if you'd be willing to let us look in your car to see if there's
you can look-
anything,
you
you know.
can
Okay.
search the car.
And so he'll have another form for you
That's
to do.
fine.
Okay, so I will call them, and the question is, I will not tell them what's going on until they get here.
I would tell them.
Okay, I just didn't know them driving, are they good friends with him as well?
They've been mutual friends, but
Okay.
they're more my friends.
Okay.
I mean, I think everyone's gonna be devastated.
Sure, and maybe I'll just say that you're up here, you're fine, but they need to come pick you up, and then we can do that here, you know?
I mean, I think you can tell them
Okay.
Wendy needs help
That's
picking up
fine.
the boys
Yes.
because
And-
of
yeah.
what's happened. Like, I think you can tell them why I
Okay.
need them,
That's fine.
and that's fine.
And she said she's fine with the van, search of the van and stuff when,
Do
you
you
know,
want-
because we were talking about that.
Oh.
All right, I will take care of this, Wendy.
Thank you. I don't know who that is. Is she another victim
She's
advocate?
No.
a sergeant with us.
Okay. That was very gendered of me. Sorry.
Those what?
No, you're
assuming
okay.
she's
Ah.
a victim advocate because she's a woman.
No.
You're welcome. I'll fill out whatever paperwork you want.
I have it right here.
Search the van. I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you witnessed that, Sarah?
Sure.
We got an alternative for the kids.
What's the alternative?
I mean,
Right
somebody
now,
else.
Joanna's calling one of her friends that she gave us and trying to see if they can have the friend come here,
Right.
and then they can go together and pick up the children. That way
Okay.
she'll have a support system.
Right,
So-
absolutely. The receipt you just rolled up, what was that for?
That was lunch. I was trying to find the receipt from the bourbon, but I may have put it with the bourbon. This is from yesterday. It's lunch. But these are old ones. I was looking for the bourbon, but I must have put it in the bag with the bourbon that I kept in the car.
Can I hold on to this one for Mosaic?
Sure.
Okay. Do you need it to balance your book then?
No,
Okay.
sir, that's fine.
And what's this?
I just didn't want you to think I was crumbling up other receipts. They're just-
No, it wasn't for that. I just was thinking before.
No, I just thought I would find the bourbon one,
Yeah.
but I must have put it in the bag.
Just looking at the dates.
I eat a lot. I lost the key to my house, so I went to buy many spare keys to give to friends around town so I don't get locked out of my house again.
Okay.
So that's
All
what
right.
that is. It's my many spare keys that are now around Tallahassee, which now makes me nervous.
Okay. I know the receipt that I might be interested in is the gas receipt.
Yeah. Oh, I asked for no receipt,
Okay.
so I can give you my
That's okay.
charge card information, but
If I need it later on.
I didn't get a receipt.
That's all right.
Okay.
But you bought the bourbon over there sometime afternoon and then went to, okay. All right.
It should be, the bourbon's in the car, so
Okay.
it should be in there.
Okay. I'll get started on this and we'll hold on to this.
Are you bringing the car here?
Yes, I think it's already here.
How did they bring it here without
Tow truck.
keys?
Tow truck. Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to be as efficient as possible. All right, so we're working on the
Yep, Joanna's trying to make contact now with some friends.
okay, and then they'll come here hopefully.
Hopefully, as long as she can get.
Do you think I need to, I had like a whole weekend of plans ahead with the kids and stuff, like, should I start contacting people and let them know that like I can't,
Just
what's a good idea? I just, like, I can't show up for like play dates right now. So
Sure, yeah.
I don't know, like, do you want me not to tell people what's going on? Is this like,
Well,
I got that call from Lisa Carey, so like, how did she find out?
well, she said she saw something in the neighborhood or heard
She
something,
said she
right?
heard there was a shooting on Trescott. I thought because she's a real estate agent, maybe she was
Right.
rolling around and she saw Trescott. But how did, like, is it on the news? Like, did
Well, I can tell you that there was news media out there with cameras, but I don't know if anything has been reported as to the specific address.
Okay.
I don't know what our public information office has released.
I'm asking for you, like,
Okay.
I don't want to like make this,
She wants to know what she can tell people or what she can't right now.
which in
Well,
terms of making things better or worse for you.
I would say that for right now, I would not deny to anybody that something did happen, but you
if
could.
I'm gonna call and cancel all my, like, I'm supposed to be at a party
Right.
tonight, like,
Okay, I can't. Basically, I can't go. There's been an incident.
so I
that's
can
happened
just
in
tell
family.
people I'm just not gonna be able to be
Right.
there. I'll talk to you later, and that's
Right,
it.
that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want you. I don't want you not to have a support network of friends.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
and
will
you-
tell who needs to know, but like,
Right.
I also, I don't.
You want to
I
explain
don't-
this to 1,000 people.
Well, it's not about, it's yes, but I don't think that's good for the kids. Like, I don't want people, I don't know what to do about, like, the kids are really young. I don't know what to do in terms of that reaction, but I also am kind of scared that there's like some maniac out there, and I would like for you to find whoever that is, so I don't want to make things worse in some way in terms of you being able to find someone.
Okay.
That's
right.
all I'm asking.
Just I would just only tell
Just-
the people that need to know that
Okay.
are closest to you for your benefit, and anyone else, if they inquire, just you can tell them any excuse you want. You can say the police have asked me not to discuss it.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
I'll throw you under the bus.
Okay, I'm used to that.
Okay. That's it, I swear, I'm just blowing my nose.
You're all right.
Sarah, your job is very hard.
It is.
You have a very nice personality for it, very calming.
Thank you for saying that. That's kind of how I sell myself sometimes on doing this.
It's
So-
really hard. Do you know Gwen?
Gwen Williams?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think you did a presentation at a Red Cross human trafficking.
Sure I did.
Yeah. Okay. Because I
At Salvation Army?
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was me.
Yeah, I thought so. Because when they were kind of telling me, who I was going to be talking with, I was like, that sounds familiar.
And I had the boys there that morning, and that's why I like talked and
And I
ran
remembered
out.
you talking about your boys actually too.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Sorry, under these circumstances.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a nightmare.
This isn't something that anyone plans on going through or wants to go through.
We were
So
divorced. It wasn't good, but like, this is never something you would ever want to happen. I understand why I'm a suspect. I guess I'm not a suspect. I understand why you would think that I would do this, but not you, but
Right.
I'm just worried about the kids, and I'm so sorry for his family and for his children who are now going to grow up without a father. And I have no idea who would do this, and I feel like they're out there. And if they're capable of this, like, what's to keep them from going after the kids? Like, if they hate Danny, then why wouldn't they hate his children?
And they're doing this investigation now to kind of figure out what happened.
He didn't do it to himself. There's no way he did it. He never really got depressed. He never got that sad. Like, he was a really
Right.
positive guy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't him.
And just because you guys are divorced, you probably know him very well, probably better than anyone else does. So,
Except for the last 2 years. Like, I don't know specifics of, like...
Well, right, his personal life, but you still know his personality.
I do.
And you know, personalities usually don't change very often, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a hard time not being sad in front of the boys. I need to tell them today, don't I?
I think you do.
Have you done this before? Doesn't
Have
matter
I told,
if you've done this before.
Have I told children? You know, I have not as young as your boys.
What do I tell them?
You know where your boys are at. You know kind of what you've talked to your boys, you know, and I know they're so young, you know, some parents have conversations about life and death and things like that, and some haven't at that age.
We had our first conversation about God yesterday, ever. And Ben was clipping into his car seat, and Ben out of nowhere says, "Mommy, I bet Abba knows a lot more about God than you do." And I said, well, different people have different beliefs about God. And so we get to the car, and Ben was like, "Is God a man or a woman?" I said, well, some people believe that he or she is an old white man with a long white beard. And Lincoln, who's 3.5, said, "God is dead."
And is Ben's your oldest then? And then who's your 3.5-year-old?
Lincoln.
Lincoln?
And I
love that name.
said, Lincoln, like, I was like, it's like Nietzsche in the back seat. Like, it's like Lincoln, who's still in diapers, but is having a sophisticated conversation about God. And I just was laughing and laughing, and they were asking such interesting questions, and I was answering them with, like, different people think different things. And, you know, but it was just our first time we ever had a conversation, really. They talk about superheroes a lot, and so sometimes they'll joke, they'll fall over and be like, "I'm dead," and I say, "I really don't like it when you say that." And, you know, they've talked about, like, animals being like he was dead, like, on the ground. And they even quasi-understand Lincoln's named after my grandmother, and whose initials are LJ, so his initials are LJ. He would say to my mom, who's still very heartbroken over the loss of her mother, he'd say to her mom, like, "Is your mommy dead?" And she'd say, "Yes, you know, you're named after him." And he'd say something like, "Well, is she in heaven then?" You know, like, so they have some fleeting concept of things like God.
They know heaven.
I mean, I don't know.
And let me just kind of back. I'm not sure what Investigator Isom kind of told you. You know that he's still alive.
No, I didn't know that.
He's.
Is he possibly gonna make it?
I don't know the answer to that. I know.
He made it sound like he was gone. So does that mean that he might be okay? You don't know?
I don't think, from what it sounds like, I don't think he'll be
the same. Okay, but he might make it.
I don't want to give you that false hope.
I'm sorry, I just thought he was gone, and now I don't know what to tell. It's sort of a game changer.
I know, and that's why I was kind of asking you.
I didn't know that. He made it sound like he was gone.
I don't think it's good though.
I know that's sort of what he said, but I assumed he was saying that, like, euphemistically.
And that's why I'm kind of because I don't want to be misleading in this conversation.
Is there any way to find out if, like, because if he might be okay, like, I want to bring the kids to him so that they can.
And that's kind of stuff we'll talk about in a little, but let me ask him.
I just think that's different, right? Like, if he's not going to make it and he can see the kids one more time, then he should see them. So, is there, like, are we getting updates from the hospital?
They have been, you know, they were at the hospital. Obviously, when, you know, something like this happens, they do go to the hospital.
How did this, so when it happened, did someone call the police because they heard a gunshot or something? How would they know did he call the police? How would they know to take him to the hospital?
I don't know the answers to all these, and I'm not, you know, I'm going to let, when Investigator Isom comes back in here, I'll let you kind of ask some of those questions.
Okay.
Okay. But I didn't want you to think, I'm sorry, I just didn't want you to think that he was
I thought he was gone.
And that's what I was getting from your conversation, and I didn't want it to be.
If he's still alive, I need to make different choices.
Right.
I want the boys to be with him. Well, I don't know. I mean, if he looks scary, then.
Right, and that's what.
Is that why? Does he look scary? Is that why?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Because I think that would be more traumatizing for the kids to see, like, something horrible. Right. I don't want them to.
And I will say, from a victim advocate perspective, I always recommend people not especially young children.
They're so little. I mean, they
right.
could, like, I want them to have, if it's gonna have to be memories, I want them to be good. Because their last memory would have been him taking them to school this morning. This morning. Is the police officer still at school? Like, are the boys safe there right now?
I don't know the for sure answer to that, but I do know that they checked on them. And
I know they checked on them, but like, the kids, I just want to make sure they're okay.
Let me go talk and let me ask them that for you. Wendy, look at me. There's no reason for them to think that anything's going to happen to the boys right now, okay?
Okay.
And I just want you to know that there's no indications that...
But why would someone do this? Like, why wouldn't they just come after my whole family?
I do hear your concern. I do. I just want you to know, though, like, there's no... If there was an indication...
I mean, there's no indication some crazy person was gonna kill Danny, so why would they not think someone was gonna... Like, anything could happen, right?
From what I understood, that there was someone that was at the school.
They didn't find anyone, like, running away to see him, did they?
I don't know that answer, okay? I'm sorry. I know I'm giving you a lot of I don't know.
I know, I'd rather that than you make something up, but I just have no idea what's happening right now.
I'm sorry. Let me go see and try to talk to Investigator Isom and see if he can give you a little bit more clarity.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I tried Lynn's office, and of course it's, she's a state worker at 4:30 on a Friday, so she wasn't there.
Do you
I
have
called.
her cell phone for my phone?
Not yet.
Okay.
I called Alan
What
and
is your name?
Sergeant Baldwin, Joanna. Sorry. And I spoke with his secretary. He didn't answer his cell phone. I did get a hold of Jane. Okay, so she is on her way. Okay, and I'll keep trying Alan. They were sending him a whatever message to his phone, so he will probably call me.
Did
when
you
he
tell
gets
Jane
in.
what happened?
No, I told her. I didn't want to tell her over the phone. I said, I'm sorry, I'm being cryptic. Something's happened with her ex-husband and she needs you here and we need help picking up the kids and you're free to go with her when she gets here. We'll work on car seats. They may be done doing what they need to do with your van when she gets here. So y'all can take your car or we can get the car seats, however we need to do it. Okay? Do you want anything to drink? Or, I know that's probably the last thing on your mind, but anything to drink or snack, or I know you were at lunch, but
Just some water.
Some water? Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
We got somebody?
Yep, she's on her way.
Okay, where's she going?
She's coming here,
Okay.
and then I told her we would figure it out from there. She doesn't have car seats, so we need to work
Can you
that
get with
out.
Couch, because he's doing the van,
Okay.
and they can move the car seats over to the other
Yep.
car.
And I didn't know if we'd be done or what, but we will get those.
Yeah, all right. This is, I'm trying to keep you informed as much as possible.
Thank you.
I'm trying to be in a bunch of places at once.
My
It's-
grandmother once said you can't have your tuchus in 2 places at once. So it's hard
That's
to
true,
do.
that's true.
I'm
Here's,
losing my mind over here.
okay, this is the thing, all right? My understanding, okay, I'm gonna give you the let me do it backwards, because this will be easier, or not backwards, but the other way.
Is he still alive?
Clinically, he's not gonna live.
What does that mean?
He has
he
a
brain
severe,
dead?
yes, he has a severe brain injury.
So much shot in the head.
It's apparently there's too much damage to recover from it. Okay, that's why we need to get a hold of
His
parents.
family.
Right.
I don't know what his I don't know if he has an advance directive or
Right.
what he would have wanted. He once told me that he would want we joked, I said I would want to be like, if I have an advance directive, I do this kind of work, I run a medical legal partnership, like if I once said if I ever was like brain dead, I would want to be like, I'd want the plug pulled,
Right.
and he said he would want all efforts made, like he would be cryogenically frozen, like he wanted every single effort that could be made to keep him alive. I know that much.
My understanding, and that's what we'll have to get a hold of the family as soon as possible, but my understanding is there's irreparable damage. There's nothing that can be done. I mean, I'm not there, I wasn't there, but I understand from previous cases that the brain, his brain is damaged beyond repair. There's nothing that can be done for that.
Is he still alive? Should I bring the kids to see him?
No. He has severe facial injury. I'm sorry, and I know this is tough, but I would not want my children to see.
Okay, I just thought I got this inkling that maybe he was like still somewhat conscious and I
No.
wanted him to get to be with them if that. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, but that's
Okay.
the way it is. Like I said,
Okay.
there's severe injury, trauma.
Okay.
All right,
Is there someone is there a doctor working on him, or are they just?
There's doctors at the trauma bay, the ER.
Yeah.
I think he's been transferred to ICU.
Okay.
All right, and they'll have to make a determination about organs
Oh my
and so
God.
forth.
Oh.
So, hence, hopefully we can.
Okay, the kids. Yeah, the kids.
All right, now let's talk about the kids. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I don't know who the contact person was. Was it one of the ladies that you were eating
I
with?
think
No.
got Miss McPherson.
I thought I wasn't supposed to contact them, so I didn't ask about those two because I thought it seemed. Anyway, I
That's
asked
fine.
2 other women I'm friends with.
Okay, that are familiar with
I
the
think
children?
Jane is who they got.
Does the daycare place have to be contacted to allow her to?
Oh, I kind of thought I would go with her.
Okay, here's the thing, all right. As soon as this phone comes back,
Yeah.
I have to ask you some questions about I've already known about the phone.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for?
It would be weird for Jane to, Jane likes the boys a lot, but it would be better for Lynn to pick them up, just because Lynn has picked them up before, when Danny had a back surgery.
Okay.
They call her Aunt Linny, they're really close with her. If we could get her cell phone number,
Okay,
or
Do
her
Lynn and Jane know
daughter,
each other at all?
probably a little through me,
Through you,
but
they're not friends.
yeah. I mean, Jane would be. Jane's a therapist. She'd be very comforting. She has 2 kids of her own. She'd be fine. But I'm trying not to freak the kids out any more than necessary. So, Lynn or Alan, her husband, Alan or Lynn would be the best choice.
you don't have a number by heart for them?
No.
Okay.
Okay, let me go check with Joanna and see
Please.
where she
Like-
got, if she got far with them.
The reason being is.
You need to talk to me.
Yes.
Okay.
And you've been great. I mean, you understand exactly how we have to do things, and I haven't had to explain a lot of stuff, but really, I feel the need to, I really want you here.
Okay.
If, you know, and you're not under arrest or anything like that.
I understand why you
But
think I'm the
but-
primary suspect.
No, you're not the primary suspect. I have to work just as hard, whether you were or you're not,
Okay,
Okay.
I understand.
to show what your activities were,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And let's put it this way, I think you're a straightforward person, and I think at this point, if you had anything to do with this, you'd have already told me,
Okay.
and you haven't. So my thing is that let's let the,
My ex-husband caused me a lot of grief. I would never do something like that.
I know. And it's
So I
gonna,
understand why I would
Okay.
be the person you would think would do something, but
well, we have to work just as hard to eliminate people.
it's fine. I want to figure out who this is because
Right.
I'm honestly worried.
Well, let me ask you, if you found out that this was someone that you personally know, would that change your mind about what should happen to that person
About what should happen to that person?
for prosecution purposes?
No.
Is there any way that you would think
if
somebody
somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
regardless of who it is?
I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother, but I don't think it was my family.
Okay.
Anyone outside my immediate family, that's a tough one. But
Okay.
I don't think my immediate family did this. So
Okay.
if it's anybody else, yeah.
Okay. Would you think that this guy Charlie would even be capable of doing something like this?
No. No.
Let's just talk.
He's the Joker.
Okay. All right. Based on the fact that the clock is already ticking, all right, and we have to do as much work as possible up front, that's why I want you to stay here,
Okay.
if at all possible.
Okay.
But you're these children's mother, and if they have somebody,
I can't freak him out, you know? Like,
nobody's gonna freak them out.
I know, I'm just saying, like, my kids, like, they're already gonna have to deal with so much. Like, they're gonna wonder where I am, and the best thing would be Lynn and Alan, to have them hang around with them. My friend Janine, I was with two women. One of them is well, they're both doctors, but one of them has kids that the boys are friends with. And so, like, he could go over their house. They could go over their house and spend time. I don't want them, like, where's mommy? What's
Mommy's
going on?
busy. Mommy's busy, can't come here right now. Will that suffice?
For a little while, yeah.
Okay. All right. Lynn, do we have a number for Lynn?
Joanna tried to get in contact with her, left a message at Alan's office for him to call.
Is he
They
calling?
haven't heard back yet.
Can they page him? Like, do they have a... I don't know.
Now I know Jane's on the way here, and you just don't think she...
I mean, I think she'd be okay. I think I'd rather Jane. Jane has just never picked up my kids before.
Would the school have a problem with Jane picking them up?
Given the circumstances, no.
Okay, well, I mean, do they have to have authorization?
They probably do. I mean, I can call the school, and I mean, this is a very unusual circumstance. I can call the school and tell them I approve Jane McPherson to pick up the kids, and then,
Does she have a place to take them?
I mean, she has a nice house, a comfortable, you know, like
Is she
a
willing to do
child-friendly
that?
house.
I mean, I know she's on her way here
She
now.
doesn't know
so-
what happened, I don't think. She
Okay.
just knows I'm here.
All right. Let's get, Jane's on her way here, all right, and the school's out on Tharp, and I'm assuming she lives up in the northeast part of town.
Quite an assumption. Yeah, she's off Waverly. And her husband is a writer, so both parents are around.
Okay. Let's have Jane, do you want me to talk to her, or just tell her that, or have Joanna tell, I'll talk to
I
Joanna.
think someone should. Jane was a victim advocate too for a while. She's in there. Jane McPherson
McPherson,
My
when was
friend
she a
Jane.
victim advocate?
in Gadsden.
Okay.
Maybe she wasn't. She's a therapist.
Okay.
Did she do something with the university now, or is she just a PhD
She was the 1
student?
million bones woman.
Okay, that's where I know it's
All
coming
right.
from.
Will you coordinate with her and let her call the school to have Jane pick the children up? I'm gonna redirect Jane to the school directly.
Okay.
It's what's your,
Creative preschool. It's on Tharp. right past there's a Magnolia School, and then there's Creative on your right.
It's right up here, right?
It's on Tharp.
Oh, no.
There's
Or
a couple.
out west of town?
There's a couple. I'm really bad with directions. If you were to go all the way up Tennessee
Right.
and turn right, like on, I think it's Ocala, right where
Right.
Super Perros is, and then you'd make a left on Tharp, you'd go up a little ways more and it would be on your right.
Creative Preschool.
I'm gonna throw up.
Come in the bathroom if you need to.
Okay.
Do you want to go
Leave
in there
this
for a
open?
bit?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, let me know if it's that. I'm just gonna Google it. If that's okay.
Creative Preschool, yeah. Ugh.
West Third Street.
Yeah, that sounds right. Uh-huh.
Do you want?
It's like a whole cast of characters. You get Jane from 1 Million Bones. Were you involved in that?
I knew about it. I know I saw a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah.
I can't recall if I've done anything directly with it, but. Do you want me to talk to them first, or do you want to?
What would you tell them what happened or no?
No.
Okay. I will talk to them.
I would just say this person's going to pick up stipulating circumstances, please.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Chuck. This is Wendy, Ben and Lincoln's mom. Hi. I'm not going to be able to pick them up today, but my friend Jane McPherson's going to come. Is that okay? Her name is Jane McPherson. She's a petite woman with short blonde hair. Yes. She should have her ID if she's driving. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chuck. Are the boys doing okay? Okay. Well, that sounds great. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Lincoln's outside playing. Ben is in the blocks area playing with blocks.
They're only a year and a half apart, so they'll be like a
Boys
year
see
behind
boys.
each other every time in school, right?
They have Ben's a July birthday and Lincoln's October, so they may end up a little more spaced.
Okay. So like have the because July he'll probably be like the young baby in classes.
That was our.
He'll be the older.
That's what we were supposed to talk about this morning. Is like whether Ben should start kindergarten or go to kindergarten twice, or what he should do. And then he didn't call me back, which was weird.
Are you thirsty?
Yeah.
Let me see if I.
Is it Joanne or Joanna?
Joanna.
She said she was gonna bring some water.
Okay. We're kind of all running around. Let me
you
get
feel
that
like
for you.
not
Let me
being
grab
around
some more
us.
tissues too.
I've gone through.
Oh, I want to be around you. I just know if I was sitting here, what would I probably want? Not much, but I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. I guess this is a very different version of me you saw on the stage speaking versus having this. Thank you for that.
Yes, but this is an acceptable version given the circumstances, I don't think.
I just keep picturing the kids and what I'm going to tell them.
And from what I understand, Lynn's here.
Lynn's here?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go ahead and have her go pick up the kids.
Can I just like get a hug from her?
Let me see if she's still here. Okay. She's not up here probably, so let me see.
I'm sorry, I don't want to run you around. It's
No.
fine. Don't
Hey,
worry about it.
hey.
I just.
Do you want a hug from her?
I'd really love. Yeah.
That's okay. Sometimes all I can do is run around. Okay.
Projection of reality.
I'll be right back. Okay. quick stay a little bit longer than yesterday. I was going to get Jane and bring her here for you to see.
Alan is going to get Jane? I'm sorry,
Investigator Isom, which is the man that's been talking to you. He's going to grab her.
Grab Jane?
Yes, and Jane kind of voiced to Joanna, the kids probably wouldn't really necessarily recognize her. So, and in the meantime, Alan and Lynn got in touch with Joanna, so I think now what's happening, and Joanna already called the preschool. Sorry, I know this is a lot of information taken, but I think Lynn's going to come here, get car seats, go to the preschool?
She can't take the car because they're like examining the car.
I think, or I don't, but essentially,
if they
yes.
can take the car seats out, the car's so dirty.
Okay.
It's covered in Cheerios. And I actually meant to make an appointment this week to get it cleaned, and I didn't get around to it. So they're gonna take the car seats out of the car, put them in Alan and Lynn's car.
And then they'll bring them.
Alan and Lynn, like, the kids will be quite comfortable around them.
Right, okay.
And Jane's right, she hasn't seen the kids in a while. So Jane's coming in here now?
Yes.
Does she know what's going on? Do
I-
Alan and Lynn know what's going on?
I think they know that he's been seriously injured. I don't.
Hi.
Hi, Annie. Oh, dear. Oh, Wendy.
I really needed some help, but I'm sorry, I needed to call you.
Okay, sweetie.
Did they tell you?
They didn't tell me. I know.
Are things on the news?
It is on the news, but I don't know anything. I know there was a shooting in Danny's block this morning. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
Oh dear, honey. You know how he is?
He's not good, Jane.
Really? Holy moly.
I was driving up the street and I saw like the tape and I just thought, oh, maybe there's like an electrical outage or something. Like I saw the street blocked.
So you
I was driving into town. I was running errands. I was meeting some friends for lunch and I drove up Trescott because it's the shortcut. And so I drive up Trescott and I see the tape and I was like, I guess there was like an electrical outage because sometimes we'd have trees that would fall or whatever. And so I turned around and didn't think anything of it. I was at lunch with two friends and the officer shows up. And I've been here since then.
And you don't have a phone?
Well, I had a phone. I gave them, I said you can search my phone because maybe they can like find something useful on it.
We have to go through a lot of these steps, and as I was explaining to her, it's just as much effort to go through the steps to exclude anybody that could possibly be
Well,
involved.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we have her phone. As soon as apparently it's taking a little bit longer than normal, and as soon as we get done with the phone, she'll get it back.
Yeah.
So but the main thing I was concerned about is the kids need to be picked up on Friday.
Right.
And so when I came and they said they'd spoken to the Grossmans,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get the kids. I'm a
Right.
social worker. I've picked up kids that don't know me before, but I
Right.
think
I
especially
said-
given this.
I gave them your name and Lynn's name and
Right.
said, I think like Alan and Lynn have done it. Like when Danny had his back surgery, Alan and Lynn did it before. So because I was out
Right.
of town,
And
so
they
like
have, right.
they've
they
done
have.
it before and they've got 4 kids, so they can.
I have, you're going to be here for a while? You want me to
I think
sit?
so.
So, like, I might have a blanket in my car or something?
Do we have anything
Do you have
here, or
something
have they all been
for
used?
somebody who could get
Let
it?
me check.
This
see
woman
that
is
one is good enough
freezing.
for her.
And I apologize, I thought about that when she was shivering earlier, but I guess got a lot of stuff going
No,
on.
there's certainly there's
It's not really the most
it
important
isn't.
thing
It's
right
not
now.
the most important.
No. I saw her shivering, and I kept thinking I'll go out and find out if there's. They had a bunch of them. They had a bunch of them, but I don't know what's still available.
So what do you mean he's not good? What do you know about this?
I don't think he's gonna make it.
Oh my God. Really? Oh, yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell the kids.
Let's put that on.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thanks.
You really know that? You know that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You know that they don't think he's gonna make it through this? Oh, really?
You're not gonna make it.
He's a TMH right now?
Mm.
And I was asking because I thought maybe he would, and I wanted
Right.
I wanted the kids to be
This-
with him if like he was okay.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and press the notification bell. Additionally, you can view our playlists and most recent videos. Thank you for watching.